Welcome, everyone.
What's
Hope
up,
everybody
buddy?
had a Merry Christmas. Everybody have a good Christmas?
I did. I had a very nice Christmas. And you?
Excellent. Excellent. Good time with family, food.
Yeah. Did you get any coal?
I got some coal, yeah.
Okay. I got
I'll share my Christmas presents on another episode that is pertinent to share them with.
Yeah.
But no, hope everybody had a great Christmas.
Yes.
So we don't forget later in the episode, everybody has a Happy New Year, because the next episode that airs after this will be January 4th.
Okay.
So Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody has a healthy, happy, prosperous New Year.
Yep.
The same for round 14. Same for you, Rick.
And you as well. And your family.
Thank you, my brother. It's been a long week, a long year. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good. So looking forward to 2024. I know you and I have a lot of things in the chamber there that we're going to be doing, so it's fun. It's a good time. Yep. I'm excited.
And the first one is I'm going to resolve after the first of the year to make no more resolutions.
The resolution is to make no more resolutions. I like that.
That's right.
Good stuff. Well, this episode, everybody, we were talking last time about our road trip to Philly. Round 14 went on the road. We went and did a road trip to Philly, which is our first road trip of many, because we briefly said it last episode. Rick and I have decided we will be going to Philly every year for the Rocky Run and for Rocky Day, if Rocky Day happens annually.
Yes.
We may pop up there for Rocky Day if there isn't one, just to have our own celebration while it's there. I mean, but
why not?
We could do that if they don't have an event, which I don't know if they will or not yet. Regardless, but we may be going up doing Rocky Day. But the day before Rocky Day, which we talked about last episode, Rick picked me up my buddies, like I said to you guys last episode, about 9:00, and we went into Philly and we hit the sights running. And man, we have an itinerary.
Well,
oh, God.
So I'm driving, and Tony's like, "Okay, let's navigate this so we're not like going back and forth across the city,
right,
10 times." So thank you for being on point with your navigation and figuring out this.
My pleasure. I didn't work. Yeah, whenever I plan any trip or anything, I try to do it so that we, A, B, C, D, and we don't, tennis ball it back and forth in the city, wasting time. And I think we did a pretty good job of it. I think it worked out pretty well.
Well, yeah, considering the spontaneity of it, that we kind of threw this together last moment.
Yes.
And a lot of it was doing on the fly.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew what we wanted to do, but we're putting it together on the fly. Like, turn left here. Okay.
But also, too, excuse me. But also, too, the planning of it, we didn't, like Rick said, we didn't want to backtrack, but we also knew some of these areas were not the best of areas to be in.
Right.
So we didn't want to linger around very much. We wanted to get them done in the early afternoon as opposed to later in the evening.
Hopefully
so there was some planning behind it.
Sleeping.
What's that?
Hopefully those people were still in bed.
Yeah. Well, the street, the bed, whatever. It's kind of irrelevant.
Or still in a stupor from last night.
I mean, let's put it this way, guys. If you go there and you look at all the sites, some of it is as bad as it sounds, and some of it is not as bad as it sounds.
Right.
Really depends on where you go, what time of day you go.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, if you go you go out, you're confident, you take your picture and you go, and you're not bothering anybody and causing a scene, which I know none of the Rockheads would.
Right.
You're in and out. Yeah. You're done. Obviously, if you're lingering around a little bit, then, hey, buddy, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden you got an issue. Granted, two big fat guys like Rick and I, not really many people came up to us and bothered us. So we didn't bother anybody. We didn't cause scenes. We didn't, make a problem for anyone there.
No.
So we tried to go from the furthest up to the statue, because the hotel we were staying at was a half a mile from the statue. And then the plan was the next morning we were going to walk to the statue for Rocky Day. So the furthest away that we found was for Paulie and Adrian's gravestones at the cemetery.
Right.
Right. So we got there, and it was actually well done.
Yes.
What do you think?
It was. I'm glad we got these photos. Absolutely got these photos, and they're going to go up on the wall. But I wish we had thought of taking a picture of the entryway from the road into the cemetery.
Yes. Yes. Well, next year when we go, we may have to do that. Yeah,
because that was tight.
Explain why you're saying that, Rick. I mean,
so,
I laugh because I know why.
Yeah, so Tony's navigating. He's looking at the phone. He's like, "Okay, we're going to be making a left up here," and I'm like, "Where?" And there's like this archway. I'm like, "Through there?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We gonna fit?" It was tight.
It was. Rick has an SUV, like a regular full-size SUV. And the archway that Rick's talking about, I think, honestly, if 4 people stood shoulder to shoulder,
yes,
they wouldn't walk through.
I will agree with you 100%.
It was tight. There was no other entrance, though. That was the crazy part. There was no other entrance. So Rick professionally navigated his way right through that little tunnel, and boom, I said, okay, make a left. And it should be on the left.
It was
sure enough. Make a left. Boom, there it is on the left.
And there it was.
It's right
as
the street there. Yep. And it was what was nice about it, and what was respectful about it was as soon as you come in, there's a big patch of grass to the left that's right by the entryway. Yep. So the people that are over there aren't bothering anybody who are there to see loved ones that really died.
Right.
And so it's not disrespectful to anybody else in the cemetery. It's off to the side. It's nowhere where if somebody's taking pictures, it's going to be like, what are these, what are they doing? Or so it was very nicely done over there on the side. Yeah. So so at about 9:30 in the morning, Rick decided to break out the flask and say, let's do a toast to Paulie.
We had to.
That's why I love Mr. Babcock. I said to him, nobody put a bottle of 4 Roses, and Rick goes, wait a minute. I didn't even have breakfast yet. I just got off a plane.
I was up at 4. I rode by 5.
I know. He's a trooper. He drove 4 hours or 4 hours and 20 minutes to get there and then pick me up. But it was worth going to. I'm glad we went.
Let's backtrack, Ted. That was the first time that you and I had ever met person to person.
Yes, that's true.
That
is true. We never met in person before. We've been friends now, I don't know, 5 years, give or take.
Yeah.
Chit chat on the phone, emails, messages, Instagram, so forth, so on, and even becoming, co-hosts with each other on the show. We never met in person.
It was so surreal. I'm driving. We meet, we get out, we hug. You just throw the shit in the back, stuff in the back. And
show's not for kids. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, I know. And we're driving along. I'm like, this is so surreal.
I know.
I've known you for 5 years, but this is the first time I met you.
But the funny part about it was it seemed so natural.
Yeah.
It didn't seem awkward.
No.
It didn't seem weird, like, oh, I don't really even know this guy. I kind of know him. It just seemed very natural. And as you and I had said, and as you and I had said, at our age, it's not like we let many people in. I mean, so, we're both very similar in that manner where we don't let people in. But I and my wife could attest. She's always like, "Oh, you're gonna love this person. Her husband's really nice, and you guys will be good friends." I'm like, I don't want friends.
No,
I'm good. I have my friends, but I am glad I let you in, my friend. You and I are right there.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
It was such a cool.
You remember what I told you on the phone the other night?
Yes, sir. Okay. Absolutely. So. Back to the story. I'm sorry. Him and I are digressing into a Hallmark.
We always.
So then we left this cemetery area to go to Mighty Micks, because Mighty Micks, we were told, is not in a bad area, but it wasn't in the best of areas. So okay, we'll go over there around 10ish, 11.
Yeah.
So which we saw it, And this is what it looks like that day. That was on December 2nd. So it looked just like Mighty Micks. I mean, it was great. The only thing that was around it was the fence and the boarding up of the windows down low. But all those windows up top there on the first and second floor you see are, or second or third floor, I should say, are new, and they're keeping the brick. So it's going to be pretty good looking building.
Yeah.
When they're done. So it's going to be very cool to see that.
And for those of you who are thinking of asking, there were no dumpsters with bricks in them. So
no, there was no bricks. There was no wood. There was just dirt and rocks.
Yeah, there was nothing.
So of course, Rick and I got a picture there. Yeah, which we met. We met a couple people there. We met these two guys who were putting in a washing machine in a different apartment. And the one gentleman claimed to have owned that building and sold it to the person that owns it now.
That's correct. He did say that.
I mean, I don't think he'd be. Why would you claim that? You know, it's not. Yeah. But whatever. So he gave us a little tidbit of information there. He said that if you go around the side where it is blocked up, and if you look in between these two pieces of plywood, you could see the spray painting of boxing gloves that's up there from Rocky V. So we went over there, of course, to see, and there it was, Rocky V boxing gloves.
Absolutely.
Right, and then
it was very cool.
Street. So that's across the street. Actually, there's the washing machine, Rick, in the pickup.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the washing machine. So they were across the street. There is where the pet shop was, where Adrian worked.
Yep. And that's probably approximately the location in Rocky V where Rocky and Polly were standing under the owl talking to George Washington.
Okay, Tommy Morrison. Yeah.
Tommy Morrison and, you know, Ma Rocco, this train's giving me a headache.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So then the braver part of the tour was what we were told that Rocky's apartment at 1818 is not a good area.
Right.
And that was definitely confirmed when we went over there. It's not a good area.
Right. And if you type that into Google Maps, it will come up, I believe. I don't know this for a fact, but I've been told if you type that into search bar in Google Maps and it comes up, it'll say, this is not a good area or something.
Does it really?
Someone told me that. I might have even made audio. I'm not positive, but there was someone from Rocky Day said, it comes up on Google Maps as be careful.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're right, and they were. I'm not going to say they were wrong, but they are right. But if you go about it the right way, you'll be fine. So Rick and I were driving up. You know, we're navigating our way, listed in GPS. And no, it's not in the best of areas. There was people on the corner that were definitely not doing things that probably should have been doing.
Right.
The rougher looking crowd. Again, we were just driving, going to our spot, and when we turned to the one street before the block, it was two a man and a woman definitely have seen better days, and they were doing whatever drugs they were doing. They were on that block, and we were told, like, you know, they kind of cause problems sometimes, which they didn't to us, so we were good. But there is a picture here of Rick right in front of 1818.
Yeah.
We turned the corner. We parked the car right in the street.
Yeah.
The street is 8 feet wide.
Tony,
10 feet wide.
You know as well. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
Those streets in Philadelphia are so narrow.
Well, the streets in general are so narrow, but this street in particular, there's zero way two cars can go down that street in opposite directions.
And how deceiving. You brought this up because I didn't pay a lot of attention because I was just like caught up in the moment. But how deceiving is it in the movie when they're showing Rocky starting to go down the street in dusk or dawn or whatever it is?
Yeah.
And it looks like it's, you know, a mile long. You can throw a rock from one end of the street well past the other end of the street.
Oh, yeah.
It is short. Very deceiving.
It's very short. Very short. It's next time we go, we're gonna have to get some better shots. All we did was, to be honest with you, we were a little hesitant about doing anything because we really didn't know what to expect.
Right.
So I took Rick's picture. Rick took my picture. There's the apartment, 1818, and then we got back in the car and we left.
Yeah.
But seeing as it was, and at that time of day, I personally, I don't know about you, have no problem going back.
No, I would
and
go back.
doing the same thing, parking the car where it was.
Yep.
But I would like to take pictures, like you said, down the street,
Yeah.
kind of from the porch, get close to the porch, see the 1818 and the width of the street. Yeah, it was definitely a trip to see how small that area was. Because it does. It looks like when Rocky goes downstairs to talk to Mickey about being his manager after they argue.
Right.
It looked like Rocky ran a half a mile to go down and get Mickey.
Absolutely.
And you know damn well that where we were standing. So you're standing here.
Yep.
If you were to walk to the end of that street, I don't know how far it was, but it was.
Well, I would say it would.
50 feet?
Do you think it would take less than a minute to walk?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, less than a minute to go from one end of the street to the other end of the street.
Absolutely, not less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's that
It was
small.
small. It was very small,
but so deceiving in the movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So we, and like I said, I would go back. I honestly would go back.
Yeah.
I would love to go back and do it a little differently and see what it looks like.
Yeah, if there's a bunch of people on the corner with guns or whatever, we'll just continue on.
we just want to take some pictures. Give us a minute. We just want to take pictures.
Yeah.
You know what? To be honest with you, they didn't look like they really bothered. They didn't look like they cared. They were just kind of arguing with themselves and doing whatever they were doing. And,
right.
none of my business, none of your business. Let's move on.
Right. It would have been nicer to get, a close-up shot of 1818 and whatnot. But
that's what I'm saying. So when we go back for the Rocky run or Rocky Day, we'll do that. We'll definitely go back there and see and try to take better shots somewhere that you've never been. And you kind of don't really know what to do and where to go and this and that. Now that you see it and you got to get the lay of the land and what's what, you kind of know, okay, well, I can do this, I can do that. And so a little different.
Right. Yeah.
I would feel better about doing it.
Oh, yeah. We were flying off the cuff and we didn't know. And we were like, okay, we got what we came for. Let's get out of here. We had more time than we thought.
Right, exactly. And well, like you said, that hits it right on the head that we went in there, we didn't know what to expect. We kind of, like you said, we kind of got what we wanted, and then we just bolted out of there because we didn't know if it was okay looking, but now it's about to turn. We didn't know. We didn't know what it was going to be like. So we just
and how about those poor people who live in that apartment?
Somebody lives in there.
Will you give it a rush?
I know. They're like, my God, who cares? Well, real quick, to not to digress, but here's the picture of Rocky walking back to the apartment after talking to Mickey. Look how big that looks, Rick.
It does. It really looks that big,
I mean, look at that picture there. And wait, let me go up here. Hold on. Let me go back to you. It just looks so different.
I wish one of us could have grabbed a pic of the street, going like that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, well, we will next year. We'll definitely get that shot next year.
Yeah, we definitely have to. We
definitely get that shot next year because you're standing right here, right at that stoop, and there's the 18. Obviously, 1818 is a lot more white than it is now, but yeah. We'll definitely get that shot next year. And actually, that might be what we'll do next year. We'll do a lot more shots, comparison to the movie. Here's the shot from the movie. Here's the shot the way it is now. And we plan on doing some more lives and more videos.
Great
and
idea.
whatnot. Yeah, so we'll have fun with that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
So we left Rocky's apartment, and we decided to drive through the Italian market.
Right.
Where he ran through in both Rocky and Rocky 2.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to see it for what it is because of the film. It was obviously so different. Now for Rocky, it was just a different setup the way they had it there. It was just, and it wasn't for the film. I do believe in Rocky 2, there might have been a lot more for the film because by then
Right.
Sly was big. But you know, we got to see what it was like. This is the street he ran down. It was cool, and it kind of goes pretty much straight. You keep going right into Pat's cheesesteaks.
Yeah. Well,
Right
you know, to back up to the Italian market, the burn barrels were very real.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, they were. So Pat's cheesesteak is where Rocky was filmed with Gazzo.
Yep.
When Gazzo tells him he gives him money for training.
Yeah.
And here's Rick actually by the plaque on the street where it says Sylvester Stallone filmed here for the movie Rocky in 1976, sorry.
By that time, we were hungry.
Yeah, we were. There's a picture of another goofy-looking guy with the plaque.
Yeah.
And then this part's great here. This part, I laugh because I had to learn this in this way. Well, there's a sign that just said "Yo," so we had to take a picture of that. But when we went to the cheesesteaks, I know you probably can't see this on the picture. You'd have to zoom in, and unfortunately, we can't zoom in on this picture. It tells you how to order.
Yes.
And the first time we went, this was the first time Rick was there.
Yeah.
I had gone previously and read, knew about it because my buddy that lived there. So I told Rick, I said, you got to just tell him what you want, have cash ready, move on to the next window. You get your soda or your fries or whatever, you pay there. You pay for the cheesesteak here. It's like the soup Nazi in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It's great. So they tell you right there. It says, with or without onions. So that's what you say. You say with or without. And then the next one you say is your cheese. And the traditional way is whiz, cheese whiz. So you go up and you say wit whiz, and you pay for your cheesesteak, and you get your cheesesteak, and then you move on.
Right.
They're really good though. They really are. They're very good. Here's Rick with his. That's his wit whiz. His first one. Yep. They're so good. We went back the next day. This is a picture from the next day. This is about an hour after Rocky Day was over. We went back. Yeah,
again. We thought what a fitting way to end the weekend,
right?
By grabbing dinner for the road at Pat's. Absolutely.
Yep. So we got Pat cheesesteaks. I had Wit Whiz again. I think you had provolone that day.
I had provolone that day, and it was delicious.
Yeah, I believe it. And then we had the Rocky's plaque is behind us there.
Yeah.
So, that was a good time. And then we made our way. After that, we went to the hotel. We checked in, got our stuff, and then we made our way over to the steps.
Oh, but wait a minute, though. Hold on a second.
What did I miss?
What were we not? We were so lucky that in that morning, most of the whole day, we were looking for spots, to park. Or
whatever. God, yes.
And my God, we were like at Pat's. We pull up, boom. There's a spot right in front.
Right.
We go to the cemetery. There's nobody around. We go to 1818. There's nobody around. We park right in the middle of the road. The guys were smiling on us.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. Well, like you said, Pat's was the craziest. Pat's, we pulled up. We literally parked. Matter of fact, this picture here, the car is right next to us on the street.
Yeah.
So that's not a normal thing. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Right.
So we did actually remember we joked around. We said the hardest parking we found was inside the garage of the hotel.
Yeah, the parking garage.
How funny was that?
We're driving around and around like, what the heck?
We did. We finally found a spot. We checked in.
Yeah.
And we walked over. We headed over to the statue. We saw the steps. Obviously, we wanted to see the store because we knew the store wouldn't be open on Rocky Day.
Right.
So we went to the store, and this is the back of the store. This beautiful mural, Patrick Canino.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I hope he puts out a poster or something with that. That's just beautiful.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So we did that, and then we continued on our journey. We kept going after that. We didn't stop.
Oh no!
So we parked the car. We had our room key and everything, and then we were still walking around. We just walk around, and we saw the bus, sightseeing bus that had the Rocky statue and the steps on it.
Right.
And then we saw the gift shop that was in the.
Hold on.
Oh, what I miss? What I miss?
Time out. So
I'm going too fast.
you are. So these are little details that just stay with me because to me they're very important. So we after we ate, we wanted to
details. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm just saying they just stick in my brain for some reason. But we wanted to go to the Philly visitor center.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
And we are driving around and we're like, oh, okay, well, we gotta find a spot to park. So we're driving, boom, there's a spot. We get out. I'm looking to my left. I'm like, oh, that kind of looks familiar, but I'm like thinking about where to pay for the parking. And you say,
that looks like the park in Rocky 2.
Yes.
I said that looks like the park in Rocky 2 where he jumps over the park bench.
So talk about dumb luck. We park right in front of this.
Right in front of it. I start the movie Rocky 2 on my phone. I'm scrolling past to get to the running scene.
Yeah.
Pause it. There it is. Exact. I'm like, oh my God. That was not planned.
No.
That was not
planned.
We
had no idea. No idea. And the reason I thought of that was because we saw the bus right after we walked through that park.
Yeah, we did. Well, and then we happened to see this little thing called the Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
we were walking by. We're like, what's that line for?
Yeah.
Like the most pathetic tourists ever. What's that line for? Oh, it's the Liberty Bell.
So, do you remember what I said to you when you're like, make sure you bring that up on the podcast? Do you remember what I said to you?
I don't, so remind me.
Okay, so we're walking by through the park, and there's all these. I said to you, I'm like, look at the history that we're walking through. This is where America was like born. The Declaration of Independence, the Liberty Bell.
Yep, Independence
all
Hall.
this stuff, and we're walking through looking for a fictional character, and we're completely oblivious to all this history.
We're more worried about a statue that was in a movie for a fictional boxer. Yeah.
Right. And there's a Liberty Bell. We're like, oh, yeah, there's a Liberty Bell.
Oh, yeah, Liberty Bell. Cool. Let's get a picture.
Yeah.
It's true. I'm sorry. It is true. That's all right. Yeah. Kill us.
Right.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. But it was true. It was true.
But we did get the picture of the Liberty Bell just to say we saw it.
Of course.
Yeah.
There it is. Liberty Bell with the crack right there. Yeah. It was pretty cool. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And then the gift shop inside Independence Hall, gift shop there. There's Rocky there.
Yeah.
There is a small section of Rocky paraphernalia. Trust me, go to the Sly Stallone shop at the steps. You get much better choices, much better selection, quality items, so forth, so on. Mm-hmm. They weren't horrible at the gift shop, but now that you have that available at the steps, you got to go there.
Well, prior to the Sly Stallone shop, those were the avenues we had to choose from.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
I mean, you sent me a picture when you got off the plane in Philly, and you're like, and it so begins. And there's all this Rocky, memorabilia at the airport, But that's what we had to choose from. Now
we had no other choices.
Now we have legitimate choices. And like, John was saying, because they have contact with Sly, they can get right down to the stitch count on this stuff.
Crazy.
So the authenticity of this is amazing.
Right. And now that they have that option, don't get me wrong, I'm sure the visitor center will do fine. But in the same respect, I'm glad the store's at the statue. I really am. I think it's fantastic.
Long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said before, you go to a baseball game, and you want to buy, you go to a Mets game at, Shea Stadium or whatever. You go to Yankees game at a Yankee Stadium. You want to go to the souvenir shop and buy a Yankees hat or Mets hat, whatever. Now us Rockheads have a place to go to our souvenir shop.
Yep, exactly right. Exactly.
That's the reason.
So after all of that walking, and our knees are throbbing, and cheesesteaks are in our belly.
Yeah.
We finally went back to the room to chill a little bit. So we checked in, go into the hotel. We get up there. We put Rocky on the TV. Yes, I know, we're pretty pathetic. We put Rocky on the TV. And we laid down, chilled out, sat there. And then all of a sudden, was it you? I don't know if it was you or I. I don't remember which one of us said it, to be very honest with you.
It was one of us like, well, what the hell are we doing sitting in here?
We were like, what if Sly came in the night before?
Yeah.
And he's having dinner at the Victor. And our reservations are at the Victor. Granted, for 8 o'clock. So at that time of day, I think it was 5.
Yeah.
About. So like, well, it's a 45-minute walk to the Victor. We'll get there by 6. Yeah, we're 2 hours early, but we'll have a drink. We'll hang out, whatever. Might as well do that instead of sit in his hotel room.
Yeah, we can sit and stare at 4 walls any day,
Exactly.
Let's go see what's on about.
Exactly. So we did. And it was a great walk. It was great. The Philly had all kinds of stuff going on. Beautiful shot Rick got from here. Was walking to.
Was that from Balboa? Was that City Hall or whatever? What is? I
believe so, but I could be wrong.
Was that from Balboa when he went before the boxing commission? Is that the building?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
Okay.
I'd have to look into that to confirm.
Okay.
I know that is City Hall.
Okay.
I don't know if that's where it was, but I believe so.
Okay.
And then there's another shot here of it from a little closer. So we just decided to just walk. And we walked through, and the area we walked through was nice. The theater district and the Christmas area that's set up, and lights and trees and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And we did finally all of a sudden walk up, and there it was.
Well, yeah, the streets were very crowded with people walking up and down the sidewalks. It was busy, very busy. Some Christmas thing going on.
There was a lot going on. Yeah, the Christmas people, the theater. Yeah.
But we felt very safe. We felt very safe.
Oh yeah. I didn't for one second not feel safe. No.
Yeah, we just took our time and just took in the sun.
No, I did not for 1 minute that I feel unsafe. I thought it was fun.
Oh. Yeah.
How about the street for the keep moving forward speech? That was our first crossing into the Adrian's restaurant. That was
so cool. Yeah. You could feel I stood in the spot, it was like you could just feel that vibe, like this is where it happened. Oh, yeah.
So cool.
So
after that the street's a lot closer to Adrian's than you think, or Victor's.
Oh yeah.
And there's a door to go inside Victor's.
Yeah.
When you
first very deceiving.
Yeah, the bar is right there, like it was in the movie. Yeah, the dog is behind the bar, and Paulie turns the TV on to watch
the cartoon dog.
That's an ugly dog.
That's an ugly dog.
So mean to that dog.
My unusual.
Right? So we walk in, we tell the host, we're like, look, man, we're here like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes early. We know. Checked in. We'll be upstairs at the bar. Come get us when the table's ready. Cool. So we're upstairs, order some drinks. The area up there is a little different. Obviously, it's got the Rocky corner, I guess you could say, where Adrian's sign and a poster and so forth and so on. Excuse me. It has the RCA Victor logo over there, which the namesake of the restaurant.
Yep.
So it was kind of cool seeing all that. And all of a sudden, somebody comes up to us and says, Rick, Tony. So we turn around. We're like, yeah. I thought our table's ready.
Me too.
Rick's like looking at this guy like, cool. I was like, wow, that was fast. He's like, Claudio. I'm like, hey, Claudio, I'm Tony. It's Rick. I'm like, wow, this host is really nice. I had no idea. I'm like, wow, this host is really over the top. He's like, oh, it's Claudio. I'm like, okay, Claudio.
I know. We were just not expecting that.
No, and he was like, no, I follow around 14. It's Claudio. He tells it, and there he is right there. You want to talk about one of the nicest, genuine, down-to-earth people. This guy, it was such a pleasure meeting him. It was a pleasure hanging out with him.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, if we go up next year, hopefully he'll drive down again. I would love to get together with him again.
Yes.
Such a nice man, great time. But I just thought it was hysterical. I even told him that on Rocky Day, because when he left, I told the next day I saw him. I go, I thought you were the host. I thought you were telling us. And he started laughing. He
was just super.
Well, you spent a lot more time with him on Rocky Day, so you were right next to him almost the whole day.
Basically, Claudio and I spent, after you and I went our different directions, I was with Claudio the whole day, you know. But couldn't ask for a nicer person. Yeah, he just
such a nice man, such a sweetheart. He's a loves Rocky. He's all excited about it, got the passion.
Yeah.
So would love to be. I would love to do that again. I really would. And that's the thing. The people that we met. We already discussed this earlier. That the people we met that came up to us, say around 14, hey Tony, Rick, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're genuine people. I would love to see them again. Love to go up there and see them. Come down for the Rocky run. Come down for Rocky Day.
Yeah.
Go to the dinner at Victor. I know Trish went to dinner at the Victor. Everybody seems to go to dinner at the Victor.
Yeah.
Which I can't blame them. Here's the menu.
Yeah.
Or part of it. The Victor Cafe. There's another shot Rick took of the tables.
You will not be disappointed with the food. They had great food and good portions.
Here was our table, and this was not requested, by the way.
No.
This was not requested. They did say, do you want to sit on the left?
They're like, where do you want to sit? We're like, under the painting.
Well, yeah. You know what? We didn't request it, but she did give us the option. She said, do you want to sit here? Which was this like table in the middle here, where I don't know if you could tell that table in the middle. There's a breakaway there. Or the one below the painting. So we were like, we'll take the painting. Thank you.
That's a no-brainer.
So that's where we went. And we had, and it's so funny. I even just said to Rick, I go, Rick, we didn't take pictures of our food.
No.
It was beautifully plated. It was so good. Such a delicious meal. I mean, I started off with the caprese salad. You started off with the Victor salad, I believe.
Yeah, the Victor salad.
And then what did you have for an entree? The seafood like medley, linguine or something?
Yeah, linguine would have had like mussels and scallops and shrimp and clams.
And I went very old. Yeah, I went old school. I had spaghetti. It was rusticana. It was called, and it was spaghetti with meatballs, sausage, and pork. Some kind of the pork bone. Mm-hmm. It was so good, so delicious.
It did.
And
look
unfortunately,
good.
I didn't have room for dessert. I wanted dessert so bad.
Yeah.
If you had coffee, at least you kind of had dessert.
I did have a cup of coffee, but it was like after having that meal, right? I was just on the borderline of like, I'm good. And I'm like, if I have dessert, I'm not going to be good because
exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I felt if I ate more, the walk back, which was 35, 40 minutes, would have been extremely uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking I didn't want to do that.
No.
But Rick, let's talk about our server. Let's talk about our server.
She was fantastic. Not only, she took great care of us, dining. She had an amazing voice.
Right.
She sang
Italian. Explain why we're saying that, because I don't know if anybody really knows the Victor.
Oh, okay.
They're not just servers, they are opera singers as well. So if you want to take it from there.
She sang this, and I am not familiar with opera. The only one that I know of that I've ever liked is from the Shawshank Redemption.
Which is beautiful.
That's the only one I know and the only one I like. But she sang this Italian opera, or Italian, what are they called? Arias? Is that
aria? Yes.
Aria?
Yes.
It's like a short song. Is that right?
It's a slow. It's usually very sad meaning behind the song, and it's slow and it's short. It's not very long, 2-3 minutes. I
personally, when she started singing, I thought they put a record.
Agreed. I thought
it was being piped in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
CD, whatever. I mean, blew me out the doors.
Yeah.
Second favorite opera. Now, and
Beautiful
her name was
voice.
Iris, and she
Iris,
couldn't have
yes.
been. She was so nice.
And she was us. So all the servers there. She sings also at another opera house, but they do sing there. That's their thing. They sing. What they say every 20 to 30 minutes. Is that what it was?
Yeah, every 20, 30 minutes.
So every 20 to 30 minutes, everybody has to just kind of be quiet a little bit, respect the performance, and they sing. A different server sings a different piece of opera.
No pictures, no videos.
No pictures and no videos, but it was beautiful. It really was. It was beautiful.
Absolutely.
So well done. And we heard, I think, three. We were there a while.
Yeah,
we were at Victor like 3 hours. So.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah. They're like, "Hey, your beds are ready."
Yeah, they're like, your room's good. You can go back.
But we were
so.
Let's just say, truth be told, we had high hopes of maybe Sly and John dining there that night, because maybe we were kind of hoping, fingers crossed.
We were hoping.
Yeah, didn't work out, but we certainly enjoyed ourselves.
Absolutely, I would do it all again. I would go early again. I'd go upstairs again, have the drink in the lounge or Rocky Corner there. The table was perfect. I mean, even if we didn't get that table, it would have been great.
Yeah,
but it was so well. It was perfect. And when we go again next year for the Rocky Run and Rocky Day, we're definitely going back.
Oh yeah, and it's it's again deceiving. In the movie, it looks bigger,
like longer.
Okay. I mean, like the doorway where Paulie goes out when he storms out. I got 2 watches. When he goes off to the left. If you blink, you'll miss that door. Well,
it wasn't even a door. It was a curtain across an entryway.
Right, and it's very deceiving on the filming angles that they took on shooting this, because like where little Marie was stationed as the greeter, that's not really so much there, but there's stairs there that go upstairs that they never show.
Yeah, you don't see those stairs. And that's just like also too all the Rocky pictures on the walls and Adrian and whatnot. They're not there either.
No,
there's 2 or 3 upstairs, but all along those walls are opera singers and things of that nature.
But how would you want to have? Would you like to have that job of taking all those pictures down and putting all the Rocky pictures?
There was a lot of pictures on that wall.
Yeah, there were.
God.
Yeah, there were hundreds.
A lot.
Hundreds.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like he said, it was different. It was it was so cool though to see it and know what was done where and what was filmed where. Yeah, like you said, the steps next to the host stand. You didn't see that in the movie.
No.
But when we go next year, we're definitely going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to take pictures. We're going to pull up pictures of the movie. We're going to take that exact picture of that angle wherever we are. So it would be Mick's or the apartment or Adrian's, wherever it may be. Now I know that the cemetery, the tombstones are not near that tree and stuff anymore.
Right.
But yeah, everything else we're definitely going to do a little different.
Well, the tree's gone too. So
that's true.
But
it was a good time, man. It really was. And we didn't get back to the room until midnight. We were done.
Yeah.
Done.
But okay. So then, we get back to the room. It's like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and we are shot. I mean, our day started. I know my day started at 4 a.m. This knucklehead over here, he puts on what? What'd you turn on? Copland.
On the TV?
Copland. Yeah. So now we're both, we each have our own bed. We're in twin beds or doubles or whatever. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're both watching Copland.
Well, there was not. I just so you guys understand. I asked Rick. I said, "Look, I have a problem. I have tinnitus in my ears, so I usually fall asleep with the TV on. It kind of distracts me from hearing the ringing. Would you mind if I left the TV on?" So he's like, "No, that's fine, whatever." So I'm flicking around, and Copland just started. So I'm like, well, I'll leave this on. I'll fall asleep within 2 hours. Yeah, okay, that didn't happen.
No,
So,
we wound up watching the whole damn show.
I haven't watched Copland in a long time, so
I know.
I wound up watching it. So that kind of backfired. We knew we were getting up early to go to Rocky Day. We're like, all right, we got to get to sleep, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
here?
right. Yeah.
Oh God, crazy.
We both woke
we'll
up.
we'll have to make a little bit of different itinerary next year to do a little more. We'll work it out.
Hey, we both agreed. Like, we'll sleep when we're dead. Let's enjoy this now.
That's it. I agree. Couldn't agree more. But it was a good time, though. I'll tell you that. It was so much fun. I'm so glad we did it. Again, we just met. We just met in person. So I really didn't know you. Yeah. And I'm so glad we did it together. I really am.
And we talked about this, and just a little insight for you to share this, not only with a very good person and now a great friend, and just another rockhead. So, we had talked about it, like, would it have been cool to have been with like our wives or something like that? Obviously. But that would have been like us being in a makeup store, glazed over.
Exactly.
Are we done yet?
They definitely would have. Yeah, see, nobody that, like, look, my wife would have came. I know Deb would have.
Yeah. Oh, I know, for sure.
But you and I don't get Rocky overload, and they would have. So it's a little different. I definitely understand.
Are we done here yet?
I know, exactly. No, I don't want to leave. Yeah, it would have been like doing the tour with Paulie. Oh, man. Well, anyway, we will be making some changes to next year, but there will be a next year. We will be back. We'll have a lot more to show you, a lot more pictures, a lot more videos, a lot more live feeds on Instagram from these sites. We're definitely going to do things a little differently and have a little better shot at it. Other than that, this is technically Rocky Day 3, kind of, as far as episode-wise. So we're going to, we're not really giving you a break because the next episode, we discuss Rocky Day again a little bit, but we have a very special guest that you're going to enjoy the interview with.
Yeah.
We'll see who that is next week. We can't say who it is yet, but we will tell you next week.
No.
Other than that, any parting words there, my friend?
Thank you for all the nice messages on Instagram. Yes. We, from the Round 14 and our individual pages of people thanking us for posting pictures, posting videos. And you know what? This was my third trip in Philly, but the first trip to actually see the stuff.
Right.
And man, we had us a time.
Oh, we did. We did. We absolutely did. Next year's going to be better. It's going to be even better.
And we're looking at that. We're taking it all in, and we're going to learn from that, and we're going to make it better.
Yep,
and,
exactly.
We just love doing it. So thank you, Tony, for spending that weekend with me.
No, same with you, man. I'm glad you decided to come and do it with me. Like I said, I was a little hesitant at first. I wasn't sure. I'm like, well, maybe, we won't really get along in person. Who knows? But man, you and I clicked together. We had a great time, and we everything was just perfect. So I couldn't thank you enough. Just to let everybody know, the last of the Action Heroes podcast network. If you go on that, there's a bunch of audio podcasts on there. No video. Keep that in mind. So for those of you that don't want to see our beautiful faces, you go on there and you can listen to it. We are on that network. There's a lot of other networks on there, though, so check it out. They have a lot of Rocky networks. They have Rambo ones. They have Arnold Schwarzenegger. They have Bruce Willis. A whole bunch of different podcasts devoted to all these action heroes, obviously, hence the name. But we are on there on audio, so go check them out. Check us out. Maybe listen to us on the car ride to work. You don't have to look at us. It might be better anyway. Other than that, we will see everybody next week. Great guest coming up next week. Good man. We're going to have a good time. This is a good interview. You're going to enjoy this. Hope everybody has a great new year because we won't see you until after the new year. Enjoy your new year. Happy, healthy, prosperous new year.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, of course. We have a lot to come. Round 14 in 2024, we have a lot going on. So we're going to have a good time. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming along for the ride. And Rick, my co-host, I couldn't thank you enough, brother. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. I appreciate you.
The same way. And we have a big anniversary coming up soon, too.
We do. We'll be coming up.
anniversary.
Yeah, we'll be coming up soon to the year anniversary that Rick's been doing the podcast with me already.
Yeah.
A year already. So we're going to be planning something special for that day.
That went fast.
It did.
Fast.
All right, my friend. I will see you next
buddy.
week. Happy New Year.
Got it.
We'll talk soon.
Happy
All
New
right.
Year.
Yep. Same to you. We'll see you.